So this is Miles Morales Spider-Man number 4. And this issue picks up immediately where the other one left off, where issue 3 left off. It ain't no breathing room at all. Miles is still throwing hands with Rabble, and while they fighting, she starts saying some real unsettling stuff to Miles. She started telling Miles she knows everything about him, like every detail. She started naming his friends. She started naming his parents. She even named his high school. She even tell his man his grades. Like, how crazy is that? You battling somebody, they tell you like, I know you got an F. Hypothetically, you know he don't. It's just funny though. And Miles is like, hold up, who are you? Like, how do you know all this about me? And then that fear turns into anger real quick, because we all know Miles has really been dealing with a lot. So this start to kick into him. So he start to snap on her like, yo, leave my family and leave my friends alone. And the fight start turning up from there, and they really start going at it. And Miles ended up getting knocked into the river. And I'm not 100% sure what river or ocean that is. Don't forgive me, I'm not from New York. I should know this. I apologize. I don't. But yeah, he ended up getting knocked in the river. And meanwhile, I think it's the Hudson River to be asked. And meanwhile, Rabble makes it back to her hideout. And when she gets there, you know, Starling is still tied up. And Starling being Starling, she started being sarcastic as hell. Like, damn, who beat you up? Why you so bloody? And she started cracking jokes, you know, being sarcastic as she is. Like, yo, you look rough. And she started telling Rabble, like, yo, all this over a high school, bro, is really not worth it. Like, yo, you really tripping. And Rabble don't like that. She ain't even trying to hear that. And it's just funny to me how they kind of like play on their hood lingo a little bit, but it's funny. And that's when Scorpion drones pull up and they start holding Yankee and start gripping him up. Like, you can tell they about to do something. Now she got like Miles, both of his closest friends. They got Ganke and Starling all, you know, tied up. But back to where Misty Knight, she ended up helping Miles and ended up pulling him out the river. And she like, yo, you good? And Miles is hurt bad. His uniform messed up. He just barely holding it together. He emotional. He physically hurt. But all he care about is saving his friends. That's all he worried about. But Misty like, yo, you got to go to the hospital, bro. You got to heal up. But Miles is like, nah, bro. Like, she know too much. She got too much intel. I got to figure this out. So she tell him to listen. And he kind of snaps back at her. And it's like one of the moments in the issue where it kind of hit hard, like where Miles is really dealing with what he's dealing with. He like, yo, I don't care about me. I only care about saving my friends. And that line hit hard because it's like, yo, he really battling and he ain't trying to hear nothing else. He really trying to get this shit figured out. So Misty explains like, yo, calm down. Let's be logical. I found one of Rabble's devices, one of her drones, the little scorpion drone looking things, and we could track her back to the hideout. That's the plan. So he like, all right, okay, cool. So Misty followed the drones and finds a secret location inside. So she sees Starling and Ganke all tied up and gagged, but they try to warn her like, yo, hold up, don't come in here yet, because everything is motion activated. But you know, too late. She go in there, she step in there, and these scorpion style drones, they start attacking Misty Knight, and they start going over there. But you know, while that's happening, they cut back to Miles, what might be like one of the most emotional moments in this issue. And it's crazy to just read it and see it. And it's like these comics be having a little bit more of a nuance than the movies do, because you hear it in your own interpretation. You feel me? So Miles heads to his house praying to God that everything is okay. And he praying that he's not too late. But when he get there, whole house on fire. Whole brownstone burning up, and it's crazy because he like, oh my God, like, yo, my peoples. And Rabble was standing there waiting for him, like, you see, like, nigga, I told you I knew everything. So she looked at Miles and said something like absolutely wicked, like crazy, like absolutely evil. She said, I'm glad you're here to see the end of the Morales family. Like, yo, could you imagine somebody trying to check all your peoples out and standing there and tell you like, yo, I just did that. I don't know. To me, it just was crazy. It just hit a little different. And that's where this issue leaves us at. And I really love this issue, and it's getting into the nuances and start really bringing everything together. And this issue is tense. It's personal. It's straight up cruel in the best comic book type way. Rabble isn't just fighting Spider-Man. She's attacking Miles Morales' entire life, his fans, his family, his home, everything. The stakes has never felt more high and more real, to be honest. And I love this issue. So we work on number 4. If you have read it, let me know what you think in the comment section. It's your boy Pito back with another one. Let's get it.